especially busy in a time of pandemic on top of every other duty that a council leader would have, to come and join us this evening. And given that we're celebrating a Festival of Lights, Jazz, I just wondered if you wanted to say a couple of words before we get underway, just either from your own tradition or from your perspective in terms of what you see around Redbridge, as we are hopefully providing light to each other. Jazz.
Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you, everyone, for having me here. Certainly, I think it's very poignant today because we've seen the glimmer of light today across Redbridge, where we've got 3 vaccination centres open, where we will have 3,000 residents, all over 80, vaccinated over the next 2 days now, because today's over. And I think that is the glimmer of light. That's the light of hope. And certainly it coincides with the event today. And I'm really looking forward to enhancing my own knowledge, because I think it's through learning and integrating and mixing and sharing of cultures that we can really sort of truly be a diverse borough, which is our strength. Because I think not tolerance, because I don't like the word tolerance. I think it's actually being integrated and really sharing and becoming together as one. And Redbridge is certainly that. And that's what I've always tried to lead with, that we're one borough, one people, and we will certainly have differing religions. But of course, today is all about the light. And I've already shared that glimmer of light. And certainly I now want to experience the celebrations that you're about to undertake. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jazz. Lovely to have you with us. And I'm going to hand over and sit back and relax and leave you in under the very capable leadership of Eleanor and the Rosh Chodesh group.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Councillor Atwell. Nick, if we're not already actually live, I think we're ready to be genuinely live streaming now, if that's okay.
We're genuine. Yeah, we're on
Fabulous. Thank you. I will extend my own welcome to everybody tonight, to the Rosh Chodesh regulars that I recognise a lot of faces, to the candlelighting regulars whose faces I've seen on the Facebook streams this past week, and to anybody who's just here for the evening. So thank you. I hope anybody who wants to light has their Hanukkah ready somewhere near them, somewhere fire safe. I was just discussing before we started that trying to find a space with paper, with a computer and everything, it's not easy. So please make sure you're safe. It's just beautifully appropriate that we're gathering for our regular Rosh Chodesh meeting tonight, because in North African Jewish communities, the 6th night, the 7th night of Hanukkah have been celebrated as Chag HaBanot, the Festival of the Daughters. And it's a tradition that maybe grew from the idea of Rosh Chodesh being marked as a women's holiday. And then perhaps Rosh Chodesh Tevet, this new month that we're celebrating today, became marked as a time to celebrate female heroes associated with Hanukkah, at least one of whom we'll meet later on this evening. Traditions for Chag HaBanot, the Festival of the Daughters, included things like women going to the synagogue to touch the Torah and pray for the health of their daughters. They included parents giving gifts and blessing their daughters. Bridegrooms would give gifts to their brides. Girls who had been fighting would reconcile, one that we could probably all embrace at the moment. Passing down inheritances, this was a good time to do that from one generation of women to the next. Old and young women would dance together, and I think we can maybe do that from other ends of the screen with each other. And rabbis and teachers would give sermons in honour of heroic women, and we would tell their stories. So tonight we will honour Chag HaBanot by giving just a little tweak to our brachot, our blessings, over the Chanukah candles. You can find the traditional brachot on page 399 of Siddur Lev Chadash, but what we'll put on screen, hopefully, thank you, Rachel, is going to be some brachot with feminine God language. Now, we often say that God is beyond male and female, and we mean it. But our human language is limited, and Hebrew is a gendered language. So by saying the blessings with female God language, it might just help to nudge us out of our complacency with the male-centeredness of our traditional prayer language and remind us that the language itself isn't utterly neutral. After we've lit our candles, we will say Hanerot Halalu together, and then Mish will lead us in a verse of Ma'oz Tzur, and then we'll turn to our regular Rosh Chodesh session. So this is the time, if you have your candles to hand, to light your shamash candle, but not the other candles yet, and then we'll say the blessings. Okay. I'm still in rabbinic school and they're still not entirely training us fire safety with candles and computers, but I'm getting there. So we can say the first blessing. Barucha atya makor hachayim asher kadashtanu b'mitzvoteha v'tzivtanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah. And we have a second blessing before we light the candles as well. Second blessing says, Barucha atya makor hachayim she'asta nisim le'imotenu v'lavotenu bayamim hahem uvazman hazeh. And you can now start to light your candles. And as you do that, I'll also give you the blessings in English to explain what we've just said. So go ahead with your lighting. We've said, praised are you, God, source of life, who makes us holy through your commandments and commands us to light the Chanukah candles. Blessed are you, God, source of life, who performed miracles for our ancestors in their day at this season. So hopefully our screens will fill up with the light of 7 candles for this 7th night of Hanukkah. Let's see if I can make this one stay. And so we can now say together, Hanerot Halalu is how it's known, but we can read it in English together. These lights that we kindle for the miracles and the wonders and the salvations and the victories that you performed for our ancestors in their day at this season through your holy priests, and in every generation of your people through all who kindled lights of inspiration, hope, and peace. All 8 days of Hanukkah, these candles are holy. We're not permitted to use their light, but only to look at them and to appreciate and to praise your great name for your miracles, your wonders, and your salvations. Mish.
Ma'otzu Yeshuati Lechana Elishabeach Tikon Beit Tefilati V'sham Todan Zabeach Li'tashchin Matbeach Mitzaham Nabeach Azekmo B'shir Mizmo Chanukah HaMizbeach Azekmo B'shir Mizmo Chanukah HaMizbeach.
Thank you for singing us in, and let's have a look, can I see any more? It's quite lovely looking around the screens and seeing the light of candles burning gently in different homes. Some of you have got them very close to the screen, and some of them I can see each individual candle. It's really beautiful. We're going to move towards the start of our regular Rosh Chodesh session now.